assessing the value of your property, because you can go and you refinance your loan structures, and as a part of that, you're sending out a valuer to go into your property to put a value on it, rental and value assessment. And with that too, you're basically going, well, now my property is worth X, so what equity do I have in that asset that I can potentially do things with? It might be nothing, but it might be close to something which starts getting you thinking, okay, well, in 12 months' time, I'm now going to be in that, or in 6 months' time, I'll be in that position if we keep on this growth trajectory to actually pull that equity out and look at an investment property. And then if you're looking at that, it's like, well, that 6-month runway is really important for your knowledge for a good quality asset to start doing that due diligence period at a more relaxed pace.
Start looking at who you might be using as a buyer's agent, and then start sussing out like what sort of areas and all that sort of stuff. Because sometimes it can take a buyer's agent like a month or a couple of months to find you a good deal. So it's worth getting your preparation in place. So when you check the value of your property, so you can have the bank go out and take some photos and do all the things and give you a bit of a bank valuation. There's also the opportunity with that valuation, if that property has increased, there's a possibility of you being able to decrease your interest rate because you've got more equity in the property, because it's safer for the bank. I am still going through a process with one of my banks where I called them up and said, hey, give us the discharge letter, because they still weren't going to decrease my interest rate.
Every day I'm hustling.
And they said, oh, well, has the value increased? And I said, yeah, it's increased, and they're sending out a valuer to devalue that property, and that would allow me to decrease my interest rate while staying with that bank. So it's a win.
Yeah, they run off. If there's a big jump, it's like 80% loan to value ratio, 90% loan to value. Like obviously, the more equity you have in the property, the lower risk you are, so they can provide a lower. Like the interest rate's generally an assessment on risk. So if you go to those more riskier lenders, or those structures like lease stock loans, they've got to make their money work for them, and they've got a calculation that puts in a certain interest rate. So it's a really good point.
And then coming back to checking the value of property, like there's another thing which is renovations. Like if you've done renovations as well, or you're about to, after these are complete, then you can get another value. You can get a valuation from the bank, and that can help you have more equity in the property as well, which can decrease your interest rate too, which can save you a lot of money per year in interest payments as well.
Yeah, and also actually where you hit on that, my mind just starts running.
Yeah, of course, you got so many things going on.
But reassessing it every 12 months is important. And with the valuation, you sit there and go, well, today it's worth $750,000. And then you look at other comparable properties, and you're like, well, I can see that, properties that are like mine but have been freshened up, like with a new kitchen, paint, flooring, bathroom. They're selling for $850,000. So if I have that spare $50,000, or I could pull $50,000 in equity out to do that renovation, that will increase my property value to $850,000. And you start doing those maths in the back of your head, because say you call it, obviously they all range differently, but if you can put $50,000 into your renovation and be confident that on the back end it's $850,000, you're fast tracking your portfolio growth, because you're going to have you're manufacturing that equity in, and also if it's a rental as well, that you're going to be able to re-rent that property out at a higher rental rate.
Yeah, so if you've got a property at $750 and you see the superior ones that did renos that are worth $850 and you put $50K in, it's going to be basically $800K, but you've got an $850,000 valuation of a property. You're manufacturing $50K in equity, really, which decreases that interest rate, or you could pull it out, like you said, and go again.
Yeah, and then rentals too. With that increased rent, you get better serviceability from the bank size, which it all starts to sort of snowball, and you start doing multiple strategies at once. But that's the importance, as we're talking about, is assessing these options. It's kind of a fun time with it's yourself or your partner or your friend that is on the same journey with you. And if you don't have someone that's on your journey, then we're here. We've got a community of people that are just loving all about it. You won't be hard to find a good community of property people. Love those Facebook groups. But yeah, I mean, just a good thing to talk about.